Good morning. It's May 4th. Welcome to our bi-weekly update for the Scituate COVID-19 pandemic. And thank you for joining us. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was beautiful out there, and I think people were, for the most part, pretty safe from what I could tell, so I want to thank you for that. I'll turn it over to Jim, our town administrator, for the latest update.
Sure, we're going to be much quicker than we were the other day. I think the other update went a little long, so we'll be much faster. Since Thursday morning, we have 6 additional positive cases of COVID-19. We also have an additional 7 cases of people testing positive for the antibodies. So those are people that at some point had COVID-19 without getting tested for it, without having symptoms, and now they're getting the antibody testing and they're coming up as having had COVID-19. Those get added to our positive test, the antibodies. So we were at 68, we had 6 new cases, gets us to 74, and then 7 antibodies gets us to 81 right now. The vast majority, we are under 10 still at this point on quarantine. So the vast majority of people have been cleared from quarantine. One other development we did have over the weekend, we now have 8 positive cases at the Life Care Center for the South Shore. Those are not Scituate cases. They then get assigned back to the community that person is a resident of, so they don't go onto our number. But it is in Scituate. They do have cases. The center is testing all of its residents and staff, everyone there. So we expect that number to go up if they're doing all that testing. The one thing we've seen, the more you test, the more positive cases you come up with. But they are taking measures to quarantine people within the facility, and they are working very closely with the DPH and the Board of Health on what's going on down there. So I think we will see those numbers jump, but right now there are 8 cases down there. The big news since last week, obviously, is that the governor has now mandated the use of masks for anyone over the age of 2. This is from his order, whether indoor or outdoor, and is unable to or does not maintain a distance of approximately 6 feet from every other person, shall cover their mouth and nose with a mask or face cloth covering, except when the person is unable to wear a mask or face covering due to a medical condition. In addition, all persons are required to wear masks or cloth face coverings at all times when inside grocery stores, pharmacies, and other retail stores. All persons are required to wear masks or cloths when you take a taxi, a cab, a livery, anything like that, are taking mass transit. So basically, the order goes into effect Wednesday. Enforcement will be through the Board of Health and the local police department. The fines are up to $300, and a business can deny you entry if you are not complying and wearing a mask. So in a nutshell, the order is if you're inside, you should be wearing a mask. If you're outside and not able to social distance, you should be wearing a mask. Right. And as the governor said, if you're jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can probably get away without wearing a mask. If you're running at 5 o'clock at night when everybody's out, you probably should be wearing a mask. We have posted a video on our website, and there will be a video following this broadcast from the Mass Department of Public Health telling people the proper way to wear a mask, put it on, take it off to prevent cross-contamination. So that is new. If people think that they know someone who's in violation of this order, they should contact the Board of Health. As Mara said, we had a beautiful weekend. The beaches were in use. I went by Peggotty Beach. There were a lot of people on it, but for the most part, I think they were social distancing. I also went out to the lighthouse. I think that is probably still too overcrowded. We will be talking with Recreation, DPH, the Board of Health, and the DPW this week and next week. I do see the beaches probably being able to open after May 18th, but I think we're going to have to restrict the parking at the beaches to keep the number of people on the beaches down. As I've said, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it's true. If you go to the beach and you can't social distance, you're going to have to wear one of these, and if you're wearing one of these on the beach, we're going to have some really funny tan lines come later in the season. So we want to make sure that we can lower the number of people actually physically able to go on the beach to allow for social distancing. One other thing that we want to just remind people of, the guidelines have come out. We do anticipate that our marinas will be opening for recreational boating on the 15th. We are putting that marina in now. The harbor master will be getting guidelines together for people on how they can get in, when they can get in. It will be critical that we stagger people getting in so we don't have backups at our boat ramps, people putting the boats in. But given the governor's order of this weekend, I anticipate one of our requirements at our marinas will be anybody on the floats, the piers, the docks, or the public spaces of the marina will be required to wear a mask. The floats aren't 6 feet wide, so if you're on one of those, you'll probably have to wear a mask. We'll be getting those regulations out to people by the end of the week, I think. So that's really it. Paving's going on. We're trying to do the normal course of government as best we can while this is all going on. But the new thing is, if you go outside and you're going into a business, you have to put a mask on starting Wednesday.
It's starting this Wednesday?
Starting the 6th, yep.
Okay. That was my question, when the effective date was, if it was last Friday or this Wednesday.
No, Wednesday.
Okay, great. Well, thank you to you, Seth, everyone in Town Hall that continues to try to keep our town moving in the difficult time of having people together. Just a couple of reminders. Eat local and keep ordering that takeout and support our shops. A lot of the shops also have moved their collections online, which is great. So double check their online services, and I'm sure they will figure out a way to do a curbside pickup for you, if not mail it to you. And then secondly, I know there's been a lot of discussion and concern about our local commerce here in Scituate, and there has been a joint committee formed between the EDC and the Chamber of Commerce called the Scituate Re-Entry Committee. So they'll be working together to put together some events and ideas and how to help our local businesses to stay afloat and come back, hopefully in full force for the summer. And that's really all I have. I just want to thank everyone for their continuation of being safe. I mean, I've been around town and folks do seem to be still abiding by all the rules. And keep it up. We're almost there. Hopefully we'll see it lift on the 18th.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get people's hopes up. I think it's going to be a very modest reopening on the 18th.
I agree, yeah.
I think there's two conflicting real issues going on. One is the need to reopen the economy, put people back to work. But there's a real fear that if we open the economy too fast, that we're going to be back into a lockdown.
Right.
And that's what people do not want, is to end up doing this yo-yo of in and out of lockdown. So I think it's going to be a real, soft reopening. But hopefully we will start seeing the restrictions loosen on the 18th.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely need the restrictions to
Need a haircut?
I need a haircut. My wife keeps offering to do it for me, and I'm resisting. But
You may want to take her up on that.
I don't. I'd rather look like this.
All right, well, with that, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back on Thursday. And it's May 4th, right? So I can't get away without saying May the 4th be with you for all those Star Wars fans out there, and have a great day.
Social distancing and staying home are the best ways to limit the spread of COVID-19. But if you must go out, make sure you cover your face. You can use anything that covers your nose and mouth, including dust masks, scarves, and bandanas. But leave the surgical masks and N95s for healthcare workers. When you wear a cloth mask, it should fit snugly against the side of your face. Be secured with ties or ear loops. Include multiple layers of fabric. Allow for breathing without restriction. And be able to be laundered and machine dried without damage. When putting on and taking off a mask, only touch the ties or ear straps. Don't touch the front of the mask. And wash your hands after touching it. Remember, masks slow the spread when you must go out. But staying home and social distancing are the best ways to protect yourself and others. For more information, visit mass.gov/COVID-19.